So Michael, first of all, you've been here just over a week now. How have you found things here at Gateshead?
It's been a manic week. One difficulty being that they took over a week ago, then tomorrow the season starts. So there's been so much planning involved. Haven't had a chance, my feet haven't touched the ground really. Working on every aspect from coach travel down to Maidenhead and hospitality, then meeting all the staff. It's been a tiring week.
Yeah. And what have your first impressions been of the club?
Oh, it's impressive. I mean, I've been to the stadium quite a few times before watching football. I watch a lot of non-league football anyway in the northeast, but it's really enjoyed the few friendly matches I've been to. Teams looking good, lots of young local hungry players, which is what Steve wanted, and all the staff seem positive and excited for the new season ahead. Obviously it's been a tense time with the last few months for everyone, but just starting to make headway now for the future.
Yeah, and could you just tell us a bit about yourself and your background in football?
Yeah, I was originally born in the northeast, in South Shields. I lived in Berkshire for a number of years, been back up here about 20 years now, involved in quite a few different industries, import-export. I was involved in a DJ company, arranging concert tours for bands around the UK and Ireland, putting club nights on, some being in Newcastle. Currently involved in another project which is out in Africa, bringing power to rural communities that don't have power. And on and off the last decade or so, I've been working in football, quite a few areas, not just players and coaches, but working a lot with football federations, football associations, branding, merchandising, quite a wide range, not just in the UK. We did a lot of work in southern Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, quite a lot of work around there, and also in the Balkans as well. I've been involved in football, but the last 3 or 4 years I've had not too much involvement. So.
And what was the process, the takeover from Dr. Varghese that led to you being appointed operations?
Yeah, well, I've known Ranjan for about 18 months now. I knew he always advised if there are any good potential clubs that would become available to let him know. Obviously I'm from the northeast, and when they heard Richard was looking to sell, Ranjan got in touch with Richard. So yeah, I mean, he was interested to find a club with tradition, history, good potential, good fan base potential, and a club that can grow.
And other than Ranjan and yourself, can we expect any new faces coming in to help with the running of the club?
Not sure at the moment. There's possibilities, but we're just trying to. They've only been here a week, but looking at all the various departments to see what needs strengthening, what doesn't need strengthening, where help can be needed. So we're just looking at that.
You've worked previously in football with the Mr. Joseph Calla. Will he be involved in running the club in any capacity?
No, he's just an advisor of Ranjan's. They work together also on the shipbuilding projects. His expertise is in finance, especially auditing. So he's been working with Ranjan on his projects, looking at the financial side of things and auditing. But from the day-to-day operational point of view, I've been looking after that. So.
And what can you tell us about the club's new owner?
He's named Ranjan Varghese, which is hard because it's hard for anyone to get right. He was born in India, spent the last 20 years between Seoul and Hong Kong. He's a naval architect, shipbuilder. He's currently got quite a few projects going on in Hong Kong. He knows this area well because of the Tyne and the history of the shipyards up and down the Tyne. In fact, he's got currently 3 ex-Tyneside shipyard workers out in Hong Kong. He's worked with them for the last 15 years. He's worked for them, so he does have some understanding of the region, the football, and the culture.
Now, what will his level of involvement be in running the club?
He'll have final say on any important high-level matters. He does take a great interest in all aspects. Speak to him most days just to keep him updated what's happening. So, and he'd be coming across, if not in August, in September. So he's keen to come across to a match and meet everyone.
And he'll be the sole financier of the club?
Yes, yeah. He always has been and always will be. So when the obviously when he took over, there was some due diligence checks took place from the Football Association and the National League, and proof of funds was presented, etc. So yeah.
And why Gateshead? Why did he choose to take this club over in particular?
Well, like I said, he had some wish list, and clubs of history and tradition, a strong culture, which the region has, and especially a club that can be improved on all levels. There's a lot of possibilities of Gateshead. It's untapped in so many different areas, and I guess it is really like a blank canvas at the moment. It's just trying to model the future.
And what precautions have been made by Ranjan and yourself to make sure things run as smoothly and successfully as possible?
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of due diligence done on the club, on the contracts, on the various financial matters as well, just to be sure that everything is fit and proper. But the most important thing is to make the football club self-sustainable, and that's what needs to happen, because it's everyone knows all the money that's been pumped over the last few years, and the club hasn't been self-sustainable. So it's not a case of coming into it and just chucking huge amounts of money in there, but to build step by step and be cautious at first and get the club on a solid foundation.
And what elements would be involved in achieving that self-sustainability?
It's really looking at all aspects of how the club can be developed on and off the pitch. So off the pitch, looking at the commercially what can be done to raise the revenue. We need to work closer with the business community. In Gateshead, you've got over 5,000 businesses here. And it seems that people know about the club, but at the same time they don't really know about the club. They haven't been to the stadium, and so to work with them, to work very important with the fans. Look to appoint a fan engagement officer who can be the go-between between the fans and the club, because the fans have got some great ideas, and to try and work together on them with them. Also to develop the community side of things, the charity that the club has. To get started on a lot of new community projects, and work more with the schools and try and find the next generation of the fans.
And do you have any sort of short-term targets or milestones you'll be looking to achieve perhaps in the next 6 months or season?
Really, as I said, to get the club on as sound footing as possible. To look at the areas that need addressing that can bring this to fruition. Playing wise is to get some stability on the pitch. The squad's looking good so far, and it's just stability for now, and build step by step. There's no grand plan to go crazy or anything.
So it'll be about staying in the league this season.
Yeah, staying in the league and competing as well, and having a good product of football on the pitch, which I think Steve can bring anywhere. So yeah.
And in terms of developing youth players, is that something you'll be leaving to Steve, or will you be looking to implement?
No,
things?
really, because it's trying to find out, working with Steve, to find out the best structure that can be achieved. Because at the moment the academy is run by the college, and just trying to see what other ways we can work with the college to improve things, other areas that need addressing. Because in general, most of the football academies currently attached to clubs are run by the clubs themselves. So there's a few different models to look at. But what is important is really that there's a lot of good young talent in the northeast, to try and bring them into the academy and build a pathway for them through to the first team, and yeah, really try and build a conveyor belt of young players for Gateshead Football Club.
And how much involvement will the manager Steve Watson have in the sort of day-to-day running in your role at the club?
We've been speaking daily really about quite a few different issues on off the pitch, and yeah, I don't think that won't change actually. So yeah.
And a much discussed topic is obviously the stadium here. Would the plan involve potentially a new stadium being constructed or looking at one?
There is one in the longer term plan moving forward, because it's not ideal to be playing in a stadium that's not your own, where you're just tenants, and with the running track as well is not a conducive atmosphere for the footballers or the football fans. So definitely just to start looking at identify any potential locations which it could be. I know it's been mooted in the past has been down near the Baltic. There's some land there that could possibly use for future, and really trying to find a stadium location that would be in the central area of Gateshead rather than out near the metro centre or something. So yeah, that's on the agenda, because I mean it needs to be a stadium that could raise revenue for the club 7 days a week and not just on the match days, and yeah. So it's high on the agenda. Important
for the self-sustainability.
Definitely, yeah. That will lead to it. So, and these days, the modern stadiums that can have hotels built in, or student accommodation, or office complex. So there's a lot can be done. It can be part of a bigger planned entertainment complex with shopping facilities, cinema, etc. So it's just trying to. But I mean, in real terms, a 6,000 capacity, small, tight, proper football stadium would be perfect for Gateshead, we think.
And what other elements do you think are needed to sort of achieve that self-sustaining goal?
It's really, as I touched on before, is trying to increase the three main levels: club commercially, fan engagement, get more fans through the turnstiles, and working more in the community, on the community charitable projects as well, to try and put all these structures in place. And I think that step by step they can definitely help the football club evolve in all areas.
And finally, what do you hope to achieve here at Gateshead over the next few years or so?
Success would be nice. I mean, it is a very exciting project. There's so much to do. Like I said, it is a blank canvas, and it's I've got my aspirations to move the club forward in all these different areas and different levels. So it is excited to be involved, and honoured to be involved.